Welcome to the third and final week of the Aligned and Thriving series, which was a social media campaign on both on my YouTube and my Instagram. And if you haven't checked out weeks 1 and 2, you can certainly go back and check that out. Each week we were exploring a different core value that I live my life by. So my business life and also my personal life. And I provided different strategies and tips and different ideas that will hopefully help you in further exploring what your values are, both as a mum, as a professional, as a human, essentially. So this marks the end of the Aligned and Thriving series. And I'm so thrilled that you have been listening along, and I've definitely received some lovely heartfelt messages from some of you that it's been really helpful and that some of the content has really resonated with you as a professional mum. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for these nice messages and posts that I've been receiving. And if you haven't reached out to me yet and let me know what your biggest takeaway from the Aligned and Thriving series has been, I would absolutely love to hear from you. I've left my most precious value last. And the reason why I would say that family is my most important value is because it underpins my other values. So the other core values are empowerment and connection, but family underpins everything that I do. For me, the sole reason why I created my business in the first place was my family. So creating more time in my schedule that I could spend with my family, because working for yourself, you're able to choose which hours that you work. And that's really important for me as a business owner, to be able to work flexibly. So for example, I'm currently recording this while my husband is out with our youngest daughter, spending some of her Easter money. And for me, being a business owner, I had the flexibility to be able to record content, have client sessions, and also do business planning and other activities, administrative tasks in my business. I'm able to complete those flexibly around my family schedule, the other commitments that I have for my family. And I wonder whether for you, if family is also one of your core values. And for a lot of us mums out there, the reason why we are working mums is because we don't really have a choice not to work. I guess that the juggling of the work-life balance, and the work-life balance is something I regularly post about because it's still something that I'm always reflecting on, and how can I have a better work-life balance, and what can I, say let go of. Since we're talking about family, one important note that I wanted to highlight for you all is that I have made the personal decision to not share photos or content showing my children's faces. I believe that my children have a right to privacy. So if I'm taking a photo of my children or videos, then I believe that my children trust me, and they trust that I wouldn't be using their photos or videos to kind of like sell any products or sell any services. And myself as a business owner, I'm the face of my business. So I think it's really important that I remain the face of my business, and that I'm not using my children to kind of sell any of my products and services. And although I think, as everyone does think, but I think my children are absolutely stunning, I think they're just gorgeous, I still wouldn't use them to promote any of my, business offerings, services, etc. The most you'll see on my profile might be my daughter's hands or the back of their head or anything like that. And if I ever do show a front visual of my daughters, then I will block out their face so they maintain their privacy. although I'm a very proud mum of two, if you're ever wondering, well, why doesn't she show her children? She always talks about the value of family and the work-life balance and the juggle and going out with her children. Why does Jazmin never show her children? Well, that's why. It's a conscious decision that I've made. And also, given that I'm a social worker by qualification, I've worked in different spaces, including child protection. And I've certainly seen my share of cases in which children have been exploited by adults around them, not always their parents, but sometimes other adults around them. So some of the ways that I ensure that this core value of family is present in both my professional life as a business owner, but also in my personal life. The first thing that I do is that I always check my daughter's schedule before my own. If I'm scheduling a client appointment, or if I'm scheduling time to record my podcast, or if I'm scheduling in when I'm going to go to the gym or something else, or when I'm going to go out to dinner with a friend, I'll always, without fail, check my daughter's schedule first. I'll look at my iPhone calendar and I'll look at, if it's a weekend, do my daughters have any play dates or any catch up with their friends? So if that's something that you do as well, I would love you to let me know in the comments. If you are the type, you always them before me. And occasionally, given that I'm fortunate enough that we're in a two-parent home, I don't take on the sole responsibility of all these tasks. So I have no issue with delegating whatsoever. But if I've specifically promised to do something with my daughters or take them somewhere, and then I think that I need to honor that. So that's the first thing I'll do, is check their schedule before mine. The second thing I do is I pay attention to their changing interests. So my daughters have a large age range between them. So they have different interests, of course. And if you have children that have a large age range, or perhaps they're different genders, so I always take special care to find, okay, what are my children's latest interests? And then that way I can, even if I have only 10 minutes to spare, then I can connect with them based on their interests and have a conversation about it. So that's something as well that I do. The third thing is choice. So where possible, I try to give my daughters choice in different areas of their lives, or to make daily decisions. And it's not always possible. We're all busy mums, so we can't give a choice in every single situation. Of course not. I made the decision that I was going to use tinned red salmon for dinner. So I didn't give my daughters an open choice of, what do you want me to make with this tin of red salmon? It was, well, I'm using the red salmon. There's two options. So it was kind of a limited choice. So there's two options of what I can make with this. I can either do salmon mornay or salmon burgers. And my youngest daughter isn't super phased. I feel like she probably dislikes salmon equally in both dishes. But I do like to give them fish at least once a week. And sometimes we don't have fresh fish that we're able to get. And I only will buy fresh Australian seafood that's not frozen, that's not imported. So sometimes it's simply not available in our area. So then I will go to the next best thing, which is the tinned red salmon. And my older daughter just will not eat tuna. So that's off the cards. And so I'd asked, of these options, what would you like? My older daughter said salmon mornay. So I thought, okay, great. So I know she's more likely to eat it. So it's a bit of strategy on my part. She's more likely to eat it because she's chosen that meal. So giving these choices in your daily lives for your children is something that you could consider introducing if you're not already. So I hope this video, in which I explored my greatest value of family further with you all. So that brings us to the end of week 3, family, in the Aligned and Thriving series. If you've enjoyed this 3-week series, then let me know. You can comment on this post You can also send me a DM or send me an email. I'd love to hear what resonated with you. Thank you so much for joining me in my Aligned and Thriving 3-week social media series.